Hello friends. Today we are discussing on various vacancies in the banking sector. This banking sector is actually the rural banks. So the vacancies in the rural part of India all over the country. Thousands of vacancies are there. The vacancies are state-wise. So every one of you please listen to this video very carefully. The recruitment is being conducted by IBPS and the post is in different posts the vacancies are coming. There are vacancies in office assistant, that is clerical grade, and there are vacancies in officer grade 1, scale 2 and scale 3. There are vacancies for the special grade officers as well. Since there are 4 kinds of vacancies, we have to have a very detailed discussion on this. Before that, we will be discussing first of all on the age in various categories. For the post of office assistant, the age would be less than 28, whereas the post for the officer scale 1, it is less than 30, and scale 2 it is 32, and scale 3 it is 40. Of course, scale 2 and 3 is for the experienced people, so I will be more concentrating on office assistant and officer scale 1. So now on the education qualification. Like any other banking sector, here also the office assistant also should be a graduate in any discipline from a recognized university. Being the rural bank, the specialty is you should have a knowledge of the local language of the state you are applying for. That is, if your application is to the state of UP, you should have a basic knowledge of Hindi, and if you are applying to the post in Tamil Nadu, you should know Tamil. So that is one criteria which is putting. This criteria is applicable for officer grade 1 as well. For the officer grade also, it is interestingly graduation in any discipline from a recognized university. For scale 2, it is graduation plus 2-year experience in the banking sector. So those who are already in some banks and they wanted to have a shift, this is a good opportunity for them. There are specialist officer in scale 2. Specialist officer means if you are a BTech graduate, there are chances in the banking sector for information technology, computer science and electronics. So these posts is considered as specialist officers. Similarly, there are posts for chartered accountant. There are posts for LLB graduates as well. So all these specialist posts, there is a need of experience maybe for 1 year or 2 years. For the detail, you have to see the detailed circular, which notification the link will be given in the comment box. So now the important dates for you to remember. The last date for application is 21st of this month, that is 21st September. So you do not have much time to wait. Immediately you have to apply for the post. It is an online application like any other banking sector. So the procedure is very simple. By this time you must be knowing how to apply. So my first suggestion would be quickly go for the application because the last date is 21st. And the exam will be held somewhere in the month of October, November. That will be the preliminary examination. And there will be a main examination that would be sometime in the month of December or January. And ultimately the entire result, and if you are a successful candidate, the offer of appointment and the provision list will be coming to you by the end of March. Now for the selection procedure. For the office assistant post, that is the clerical test, there are 2 tiers of examination. That is a preliminary one and the main one, and it do not have any interview. For the officer scale 1, again there are 2 tiers of examination followed by the interview. In scale 2 and scale 3, there are only 1 level of examination followed by interview, because the scale 2 and 3 are for the people with some experience in the banking sector. So our concentration will be on office assistant, that is the clerical post, or the officer scale 1. So we will be discussing on the examination pattern on officer assistant or the officer scale 1. For the office assistant post, the preliminary examination consists of 2 areas only, that is reasoning and numerical analysis. So many of you must be worried about the general awareness questions or that of English. So for that there is an advantage. It is a 45 minutes question which will be covering only the reasoning and the numerical ability. Once you clear the preliminary examination, the main examination will take place. Main examination will be having added questions on quantitative analysis as well. Main examination will consist of numerical ability, reasoning, general awareness, computer knowledge, plus either English or Hindi. You can have an option to opt to give either in English or in Hindi. So the question from the language part will be either in English or in Hindi. So once the main part is also over, the rank list will be prepared based on the mark obtained by you in the main examination. Whereas in the case of officer scale 1, exactly the same pattern will take place. Added to this one will be an interview, and the rank list will be prepared based on the interview plus main examination. So your priority should be to get the maximum score in main examination and the interview for the case of officer scale 1. And in the case of clerical post, that is office assistant, your priority should be get the maximum mark in the main examination. Now here one important points you have to see, which I discussed earlier itself, that the vacancy is state-wise. You have to go through in the which state you are opting for, and you should make sure that you know the local language of that particular state. That is a must for this examination because your posting will be in that particular state only. So once again the last date is 21st of September. I know many of the listeners directly may not be benefited by this, but you will be having many of your colleagues or friends or relatives looking for a job. So it will be our responsibility to see that this video reaches them. So subscribe the channel and share to others. Thank you very much.